Welcome to the Getting Started tutorial for Virtual Praise Band. First, of course, you want to open up the program, Magix Music Maker 16 Premium Edition or 17. It does have to be the Premium Edition, otherwise you can't sectionally drive the song. In other words, change the arrangement on the fly. That's the only one that works, is the Premium Edition. Of course, you can get that from us, virtualpraiseband.com, at a very special price using our link to Magix, as we are one of their affiliates and they've given us the very best price possible. Of course, after you open the program, you'll eventually want to load the arrangement. You'll load an arrangement off of its own external hard drive or internal hard drive. It's better to have a separate drive with your Virtual Praise Band tracks on it that is different from your operating system drive. Now, there are two ways your screen can be laid out in Virtual Praise Band, either the simplified or with the easy mode off. And we recommend that you turn off the easy mode. That's going to be the best. So for all of the things that you need to have open, including the video screen, it's just better to run it in the easy mode off mode. One of the things you'll have down here is a screen with video or an overview of the project or peak meters. You have all that when you have the easy mode off. Then go up to the top, File Mode, Load an Arrangement, and you would go to the place where you have your Virtual Praise Band files on their own separate hard drive. And every song should be in its own folder. Every song is located in its own folder. I'm going to load the song In Remembrance of Me that comes in the trial pack. It's a very simple song, but a nice little arrangement to demonstrate some of the features. It'll load just that quickly. As a matter of fact, not every song loads that quickly to begin with, but a nice trick to know is that if you've loaded in rehearsal and you've kept Virtual Praise Band itself open since that rehearsal, you should be in good shape to load songs quickly when you need them during an actual live worship service. Now, when you load a track, ideally the live performer module will not be up, but you can still see at the top the various sections of the song, such as the intro here, which is followed by verse 1, followed by the chorus, and then verse 2, and they're each color-coded, and there's the final chorus. So you would want to be able to drive that sectionally, and to do that, you simply press the K key on your computer keyboard to bring up the Live Performer module right down there. Now, some providers send us tracks with the Live Performer module on, left open when they save the arrangement. We recommend still that you close it using the X close feature like on most Windows programs, top right there, and then hit the K key and bring it back up, because there's a little glitch in Magix that sometimes you'll load the last Live Performer module, the sections for a previous song, and you certainly don't want to do that. Now, when you bring up Live Performer module, there are two things to check and look at just to make sure they're correct. Make sure on the far left that you're actually in live mode. Make sure that one's clicked. And then on the far right that the timing is set to switch after the end of the area. So that's far right and the other is far left. And you see these two double arrows, that's the live pads, which Virtual Praise Band makes no use of, so you won't have to worry about those ever, at least with Virtual Praise Band. Now, the other thing you need to be aware of in Live Performer is to the left of this transport area is this button that represents the endless playback mode or the looping mode. If it's lit, it's on. If it's not lit, it's off. You simply click it with the mouse to turn it off or on. And the reason that's important is when you're using Live Performer and you're driving the song sectionally, so you're arranging on the fly, looping has to be on. The endless playback mode has to be lit. When that's on, you can hit the key on your computer keyboard, such as the A, and then that'll play the A section. It'll begin to play the A section. It'll actually loop the A section over and over unless you give it another command. So it starts with the intro. And every song in Virtual Praise Band is set up so the click track is in the left ear and any instruments or vocals are in the right ear. So everything else is in the right ear. When you open Live Performance mode, you open it with the letter K on the computer keyboard, but you can't close it that way or it would try to play the K section. So you have to close it with the mouse, and you simply go up to the right, top there where the X is, like in most Windows programs, and you just X out of it to close it. So you open it by hitting the K key and you X out of it by using the mouse. It's that simple. Now, to reiterate, when looping is on, as it is here, it's lit up, as you can see, you can simply hit the A key on your computer keyboard or mouse to the A here, and it'll continue looping that intro. To reiterate that, it'll simply play the section that it's on over and over. It'll go start to finish until you tell it to go to another section. For example, if you wanted it to go to verse 1 after the intro, anytime during the intro, you press the S for verse 1. And as a matter of fact, you can continue to play verse 1. If you're wanting your congregation to learn that verse, it'll just keep looping that verse. And then if you want to, you can decide to go to any other section in any order. As long as you do it while a section is playing, you just hit the next one. It'll blink to tell you that's going to be the next active section, and you can actually arrange that song on the fly while it's playing a section. So at any time while one section's playing, if you hit another section, it'll go to that when it's finished with the one it's on. You can't even really make mistakes. If you hit the wrong thing, you simply hit the right thing and it'll override your other entry. But there's another playback option, so let me X out of this and take it out of loop mode. And before I hit the play button, since I was in live performer mode, I need to stretch this very top timeline indicator because it would have only played the first 10 bars that was that intro now, and it really wouldn't help me, and it really wouldn't even loop. So if I hadn't been in live performance mode, this wouldn't be an issue, but because I stretched that out to at least past the end of the song. Then I simply tap the space bar, or actually even go up and just with the mouse, if I want to, I press the play button on the transport. Either way, if I just want to play the song as written, if I just want to go from the first to the last just as written, I have that option when I take off the loop mode. If I had the loop mode on, it would loop back and start playing the song over again, and sometimes that can really be rattling because you'll forget to have stopped it, and then suddenly you'll be talking to the people in a real intimate moment, and God is really working and moving, and suddenly music starts up again. That's something to keep in mind. You do want to turn the loop mode off if you just want to play the song through from the space bar. Double-click the far left button on the transport so you'll zero the cursor, and then you can just press the space bar, or you can press play on the transport. Either way, and it plays the entire song through just like that. So those are the two playback options, either live performer mode or playing the song as written. Now let's look at muting and unmuting parts. As you can see, this particular song really only has piano, cello, and voice. You would almost always, of course, mute the voice because you're definitely going to use that part live. If you have a piano player who can handle this part, then you would mute the piano as well. But you don't have to mute the vocal, of course. If you're learning the song in rehearsal, you might want to leave the vocal unmuted. You would connect Virtual Praise Band using a Y cable from the audio out on the laptop computer or the sound card on a regular computer. You would connect a stereo Y cable so that you can connect the left side to a headphone distribution amplifier, and that would go out through little inexpensive earbuds. And everyone who needed to hear the click track sync, whoever that might be, especially the drummer, would listen to that through the left side of the send. And then out of the right side of the Y cable, you feed the PA system, either through a snake input or directly to the board, however you're used to feeding the PA instruments and microphones. And Virtual Praise Band would just get its own channel. Everything coming out of the right side, the congregation can hear, and it's just like another member or several members of your band. Now let me briefly say that one reason you would want to use the click track on this song would be if you wanted to play the piano live but still have the cello with the song. So the cello would sync up because the piano player would have a rhythmic metronome to make sure they match up with what the cello is going to be playing along. The pianist would just use the click track in a little in-ear earbud ear monitor, and he synchronizes or she synchronizes perfectly with the cello. So those are the basic operations of Virtual Praise Band. There's still plenty more to learn. In our other tutorials, we'll show you how to mix, add effects and EQ, how to project lyrics using the video module here and actually putting it on its own screen, how to do key or tempo changes in Virtual Praise Band, and even how to keep up if your computer's just a little too slow and can't quite handle the capabilities of Virtual Praise Band. Never fear, you can still use this incredible ministry tool, Virtual Praise Band.